Is it time for panic time for the LeBron and the Lakers?
I'm almost there. And I would tell you it would basically be by default because of what I've seen from the Warriors, and we know where I stand from the Warriors, because of what we're witnessing from the Phoenix Suns. You got to get it together because it's almost at the point where you're imagining Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and LeBron being what they're supposed to be and still thinking they could lose because of how good everybody else looks in terms of their willingness and ability to play together. I watched Frank Vogel last night, post-game, give himself a pat on the back because of how the Lakers, stagnant throughout the first half, came out and ran the Sacramento Kings out of the building, their own building, in the second half. And he talked about how you got to light a fire under people sometimes and all of this other stuff. Frank Vogel, you're the 27th ranked defense in the National Basketball Association. Frank Vogel is a person that has spent time as a head coach in the NBA having the #1 ranked defense. Frank Vogel wouldn't be a coach, a head coach, that is, if it were not for his prowess as a defensive mind in the National Basketball Association. And your defense, half the time, looks like trash. Can't defend the pick and roll, can't defend pick and pops, can't do anything like that, okay? And so when I look at it from that perspective and the fact that you're tapping yourself on the back, I'm wondering about you right now. Now, as it pertains to LeBron and health and safety protocols, the only thing I'm going to say about this, and KP, I'm going to leave it up to you, you know, doing NBA today, being out there in L.A. Yes, I'm jealous, damn it. I wish I was there, damn it. Let me be very clear about that, you know, instead of cold New York. But
Okay.
Nevertheless, that's a different subject for another day. I don't want to give myself more reason to have an attitude. Let me say this. When it was announced that LeBron would be out with safety and protocols, and Swagoo and KP, especially you, KP, I'm going to come to you with this first. I'm going to end it by saying this. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. We wish LeBron nothing but the best. We hope that he's healthy the whole bit. You know, he's a big-time fixture in this league and the whole nine. There were people writing, well, is he really vaccinated? Now, he says he is, and we got to take him at his word. But people are using him as an excuse to question the legitimacy of some professional athletes as to whether or not they are vaccinated. And if this stuff keeps popping up, you're going to hear more of those questions. And God help anybody if we find out folks are not telling the truth about being vaccinated. And I'm going to leave it at that. Floor's yours.
Well, I'm going to say this. Is it time to panic? I would say no. And here's why. Russell Westbrook has elevated his game over the last 6 games. He has been playing phenomenal basketball. His turnovers are down. He's starting to look like the Russ that we have been waiting on, right? But when I look at the Lakers, it's one individual that's standing out to me. And we all know that the Lakers' ultimate goal is to win a championship. But when I look at Anthony Davis, a generational talent, in my opinion, a top 5 talent in the NBA, but he's not a top 5 player in the NBA, and he should be. When you mention guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, when you mention guys like Steph, when you mention young guys like Luka, you should be mentioning Anthony Davis. And right now, I need more. The Lakers need more from AD, not just to win a championship, but this is the time for him right now to show the world why he is a top 75 player. He made the top 75 list. And when you look at AD, he could dominate so much better. He could give so much more. I know he's averaging 24 points and 10 rebounds, but I'm looking for those games where he go give me 30 and 20 on a consistent basis. And with LeBron James being out, I got my eyes on Anthony Davis because there's no reason that Giannis and AD should have that much separation between the two right now. So right now, I'm holding Anthony Davis under fire, and I think he's under the most pressure in the NBA.
I know LeBron has missed games, and we 23 games in now, Stephen A. They 12 and 11.
Yep.
And the issue we talked about before the season started was cohesiveness. And I still don't know if the Lakers knows who this offense is going to run through. And you bring up Vogel. And I lay that at the altar of his feet. Like at some point, because look, we all give the Lakers benefit of the doubt because LeBron James plays for him. Let's just really let's sit here and be honest. Before the season started and they signed Russell Westbrook, and I was one of them, along with AD, along with LeBron James, we all took pause because we said LeBron James plays for the Lakers. They will figure it out. All right? And to your point, KP, it's not only about AD gonna get his numbers. AD gonna be an all-star. He gonna be one of the top players in the NBA. How impactful are those 24 though? Like, because we all can separate, right? We look at Steph last night. Stephen A. just talked about it in the first block. It was an aberration that Steph not gonna shoot like that consistently. When it comes to AD, I've always had this question: are you really asserting yourself enough? Are you asserting yourself enough so when you leave this game, there's an imprint from Anthony Davis left on this game where everybody walk out of the gym and says, AD the reason they won the game. AD is the guy that the Lakers are going to go through even though they have LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. And KP, me and you talked about this. When they won the championship, it went through AD. And I don't know if they've identified yet how they're going to play basketball with 3 all-stars, one of the best players ever. Dude, we 23 in, and the identity is still in question, is my point.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.